Candace Owens has claimed that Brigitte Macron has a wang, that Charlie Kirk was killed by TPUSA, and that there is a conspiracy between the Jews of Israel and the French government to assassinate her. Let's get into it. My name is Casey, and I've been a therapist and a psychologist for more than a decade, and I have seen that some people who seek to take slivers off of the right wing, including Candace Owens, are maybe experiencing something akin to a psychological break. Let's get into it, and if you could, please like, share, and subscribe on the way in so that I don't have a psychological break. Let's get into it.
Apparently paid for my assassination, and that the French Foreign Legion was apparently involved and on the ground at UVU on the day of Charlie Kirk's assassination. And we should probably begin there. Foremost, if you were one of the people online who believed for a single second that it was even a remote possibility that I simply made up a French assassination attempt heading into Thanksgiving week, I don't know, for like attention or something, I sat around and I said, I'm just not getting enough attention. How can I start a global conversation about me? And then I came up with this idea of creating fan fiction where I imagined myself as the victim of a multinational state plot to murder me. Yeah.
It's time to call out the welfare check on Candace Owens because the conspiracies go really deep. And personally, no one has profited more from the loss of Charlie Kirk than has Candace Owens. And if she is actually a friend of his or was a friend of his, her ability to profit from his loss by sending out conspiratorial thinking about what could have possibly caused his death over and over again, and then eventually blaming Erika, Turning Point USA, among other people that loved him, is a deeply hurtful and unconscionable act that somebody who is actually a friend of this man, Charlie Kirk, would not do.
I received information last night that put the final pieces together for me. I now can say with full confidence I believe Charlie Kirk was betrayed by the leadership of Turning Point USA and some of the very people who eulogized him on stage. Yes, I will be naming names and providing evidence for my claims, and I'm making a personal plea to every well-meaning person who donated to this godforsaken organization to request a refund. You were lied to, and leadership knew.
Honestly, like if I was your pastor and you were in my church, I'd be like, please get her in for a psych eval and cancel your internet subscription. Like, just give us all a favor, do us all a solid.
Yeah.
Candace has also made recent claims that dinosaurs are fake and gay. Watch this.
Gut. I'm not kidding. And it was so funny. I just looked up to her and I was like, dinosaurs? That seems pretty fake and gay.
You don't believe dinosaurs are real.
So dinosaurs are fake and gay.
Candace has also claimed that there is a conspiracy about whether Elon Musk, Peter Thiel, and others are actually AI bots. Watch this.
Elon Musk and Sam Altman and Peter Thiel, and I'm pretty sure they're hybrid. You know what I mean?
No.
Like they just look like an Apple software that I should be able to download at night. You know?
I don't know. Is it a joke?
Candace Owens may be more indicated than anyone else if, in fact, the Republican Party and the GOP writ large end up losing more and more seats in the House and the Senate, or if they end up losing major elections in the future, because she has found her niche in criticizing the right. So while there are some severe incursions upon what's a good and ordered life coming from the left, that seems to be last on her list. Then, of course, France is on the left, but other than that, she is only conspiring and finding conspiracy among her fellows on the right wing. So she ought to take a page out of the playbook of the No Enemies on the Right movement. And quite frankly, her and Tucker, I think everyone is divorcing themselves from her at this point. And at this point, her husband, who's worth hundreds of millions of dollars, hopefully will share the gospel with her in a way that's fruitful and helpful for her so that some of these things can be ironed out and that she might actually ask for forgiveness. And if she's right about anything related to the Charlie Kirk assassination, as Mark Driscoll will say in this clip, it's time to take that evidence to the authorities, not air it out for clicks and likes and shares and, in fact, monetization online.
And you guys weren't, I mean, it's like, it's so sick, it's so cruel, it's so unkind, it's so uncharitable, it's so untrue. And if true, it's so inappropriate for it to be dealt with in this way.
Of course, I have been a therapist for many years, and I'm in my master's degree for psychology, and I do think that a delusional disorder is something that can be pervasive. And once we see the conspiracies behind the curtains in so many of our institutions, it's easy to become conspiratorial about things where we're connecting dots, and we have, lines of thinking that go further and further than is actually objectively true. And I, on the optimistic side, look at someone who's a good orator and does an excellent true crime podcast or a conspiracy crime podcast. And I think that she has a lot of potential still, but she spurned her friends at every opportunity. And she's seen what she could do to be the most transgressive that she could at every opportunity. And that is frankly not someone that I would align with in any case, because at the very least, based on the past evidence, she's going to stab you in the back at some point. In conclusion, if we are going to reunite the right, it might require cutting off some sections of people that are too transgressive or frankly too much willing to stab their friends in the back. And that might include Candace. I know a lot of Candace lovers out there, but I can go to Dateline for true crime. I don't need to watch a podcaster, at least not her, for that, because I think that she's probably connecting dots that aren't there. If you can, please like, share, and subscribe so that we can take psychoanalyses of people that I don't even know. I'll talk to you real soon.